I think in life, there is this expectation that growth looks like this. Stop worrying about the things you can't control and just be grateful for what you have. That is a goal I've been waiting and working towards for so long. I'm so excited. So yeah, in October, I just felt a lot of money anxiety and it sucked. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and happy Get Your Life Together November, GYSTN. Welcome to another monthly money reset, how I budget for a fresh new month. I'm really excited for today's budget because I switched a lot of things up. I switched up my background. I switched up my kind of method, I guess you could say, my strategy for my cash envelopes. And we just have a lot to talk about. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to November financially and just life in general. I've set some really good challenges for myself this month, and I also really want to embrace just being a little bit more frugal this month. I feel like I've been speaking about this in a lot of my videos, but I have been struggling with my anxiety, with feeling in a slump, with just not feeling my best lately. And I've kind of made this plan for November, and I'm really wanting to just go like head in, fight that financial anxiety, fight that life anxiety, and overall just do my best. So that's kind of the theme behind Get Your Life Together November. If you want to learn more, check out my monthly reset. I talked a lot about it there. And I also want to let you guys know, you guys can see them behind me. My very first product launch ever is now live, my Gentle Productivity Planners. They're so beautiful and perfect. I've been using them and loving them. I know when you get your hands on them, you're gonna love them as well. We have the champagne color and the pink peony. These are undated monthly and daily planners. So you have a fresh month, you have some journal pages for a monthly reset every month, and then you have a fresh whole page for every single day. This is a 6-month planner and it is now on sale at the Line's website. We also have Gentle Productivity mugs. I haven't even received mine yet, but if you guys want to support, if you want to get a planner, get a mug, I know you're going to love them and it would really mean the world to me. I will have them linked down below, and my discount code for the Line still works on these planners. So they're a great price, they're an amazing product, and I know you're going to love them. The last thing I will say is if you're new to my channel, my name is Zoe. I'm 27. I live in Montreal. I love to make videos about personal finance, mental health, and just lifestyle overall. So if you like this video, I would love for you to stick around, check out my other videos, and subscribe. And of course, whether or not you're new, please like this video, click the thumbs up button. It really supports my channel. So in my money videos, of course, we talk about numbers, but we also talk about emotions and the way that we feel around money because it's just so important. I am not someone who can separate the two. My spending and my feelings towards money are so intertwined. Sometimes they're not even like logical. Like sometimes I'll have a month where I'm really good, I'm really on my budget, but I still feel this panic and this anxiety about money. And let me tell you guys, October was that month. My spending was fine. Like my spending was not anything crazy. It was not like in September. In September, I had so many expenses pop up. It was such an expensive month, but I felt great. And I think what happened in October was having added up everything I spent in September, seeing the totals at the beginning of October, I was like, oh my gosh. And then it's like I was kind of kicking myself or punishing myself throughout October for having spent so much. And I often do this kind of mind spiral where I'll see my spending, I'll see that it's very high, and then I will kind of put myself into panic mode of you don't make enough money, you don't have enough money, you don't have enough. And I've done that when I had a corporate job, when I had a stable salary, and I still do it now when my salary fluctuates. It's a really toxic thought pattern, and it's kind of embarrassing to say out loud, but maybe I'm not alone, so that's why I'm sharing it. So yeah, in October, I just felt a lot of money anxiety and it sucked. I feel like I have been feeling really good for many months in a row. And then October just came around, smacked me in the face. I was so anxious. I was so like ungrateful because I think a lot of the times when we are feeling really anxious, we're worrying about, especially with money, we're worrying about what we don't have. We're worrying, oh, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, rather than being grateful for what's right in front of you. And I just feel like that's an ugly feeling and I don't like it. And I really want to move away from that. And maybe the solution is gratitude, right? It is looking at everything you have, whether that's money in the bank, cash in your hand, material things around you, or the non-material things that are just as important in life, all the love that you have around you, companionship, friendship, whatever, being grateful for those things and letting that be what occupies your mind rather than that spinning of like the always lack, not enough, worrying. But if you're there, if you're worrying about money, I'm with you. Like, it sucks. Yeah, that's all I could say. The other really weird thing that I experienced about money this month was what I am calling pension panic. I all of a sudden started panicking that I'm not gonna be able to retire. I'm gonna have a miserable old age, that I don't have a pension. Like, where is this coming from? I genuinely don't know where this is coming from. I'm not a FIRE person. I am also not someone who like ever had a pension job. I had jobs where they would do the RRSP match, but I've never had a pension job. So I don't know where this like pension panic started. And yeah, I just started worrying like, oh my gosh, I'm not putting enough aside for my retirement. I'm gonna be miserable when I'm an old lady. Who's gonna take care of me? What am I gonna do? Like, that is like 40 years in the future. And I'm panicking now. Why? Pension panic. Anywho, moving forward, I just really want to, again, channel that gratitude and also channel that GYSTN energy where it's like, okay, you can worry about money, but it's not getting you anywhere. So you can either put more time into your businesses. Like for me, there is a correlation between how much time I put in to my work and the money that I get out, especially with my copywriting, my freelance copywriting. I'm paid by the hour. So if I do more work, if they're giving me work and I do more work, I will get paid more. If I upload more YouTube videos, I can get more AdSense money. There are other things that are out of my control, like how much sponsorship I have, how many views I get. That's out of my control. So that's where the gratitude and everything comes in, is stop worrying about the things you can't control and just be grateful for what you have. And it also brings up the question of like, okay, well, if you can control how much you make and you want to work more, eventually there's a limit because you don't want to work 24/7. You want to go see your friends, you want to enjoy, you want to go outside, you want to sleep, right? So all of that panic, it's when you think logically about it, it's really just kind of nonsense. But it's real and it's in your mind. And when it's there, it sucks. So I wanna move away from that. I was getting so passionate, I forgot what I was saying. But yes, I wanna move away from that panic. And I think also a great way to do that is to just spend less. Before filming this video, I went for a drive to the ATM and I passed a bunch of coffee shops. And every step of the way, I was arguing myself, go get a coffee for the video. Oh, it'll be so nice. Get a little pumpkin spice, whatever. And I was like, no, go home and make your cinnamon water. It's fine. It doesn't matter what you're holding in your hand in the video. You said you wanted to be frugal, so therefore you're not getting that coffee. And those coffees add up, and I think they're also just symbolic of a little bit of self-control maybe. So there you have it. I was just so passionate there, wow. Grabbing my computer, I want to review my financial goals for October before we get into November's budget. I will be doing a what I spend in a month for October. It's probably going to come up next week. I haven't filmed it yet. I actually haven't even gotten it ready yet. Been so busy with launching these planners that I'm a little bit behind on my budgeting. So forgive me, but it's coming. So I will go over all of my spending in that video, and we're also gonna talk just about the spending categories in a minute. So get a little sneak peek. Now, as for my personal finance goals, I'll put them up on the screen. The first goal was to put $470 towards my emergency fund. I checked it off because we will do that today. Then I wanted to refill my personal 1 month ahead with $1,875. The $1,000 is for my cash budget and the $875 is for my monthly rent. Which, by the way, I paid my rent yesterday. I paid my office rent and insurance yesterday. So my fixed expenses all came out yesterday. So I refilled that 1 month ahead, and then I always drain it at the beginning of the month and refill it throughout the following month. So right now it's at 0, and then throughout November, I'm gonna refill it for December 1st. My third goal was to earn $7,000 pre-tax. I did not achieve this goal. I was close, but No, did not achieve that goal. The next goal was to pay off all my credit cards stress-free. We are going to be paying off my credit cards today. However, right now it's stress-free because I like moved some money around and stuff, but I was stressing about it when I saw the totals on my credit cards, because the credit cards that I'm paying now in October are actually a result of my September spending. Maybe a little bit of the beginning of October, but it's mostly September. So I'm now paying off my ski pass. What else did I buy? I can't even remember right now, but there were expensive things on my credit cards. And when I saw those totals, I was like, oh my gosh. And I definitely stressed. So I cannot check that off. And my last goal was to put $200 towards my FHSA, which is my first time homeowner saving account. That I did. So 3 out of 5, not bad. I'm happy. We don't always achieve all of our goals. I feel like that's just not real life. So there you go. So to finish wrapping up October, we need to review what I spent, how much is left in my cash budget, so that we can go forward and create the budget for November. I actually did this yesterday because yesterday was the 1st of November. So let's cut to that. Today is November 1st. I'm sitting here at my office and we are going to do the first steps of the budgeting routine together. Basically what we need to do before I can go to the ATM, take out cash and actually do November's budget. We need to look backwards and see what I spent, how much cash I have left, and then I need to build November's budget. And I want to do things a little bit differently for the month of November because one of my goals is to be a little bit more frugal, just kind of tighten up the budget a little bit. It worked really well, giving myself more breathing room and more space to just kind of play around. But I'm going to be fully honest with you guys, my income has dipped a little bit, so we got to tighten the belt, and that's just reality. Let's start by reviewing the cash envelopes. I want to go category by category and see how much is left. Now, of course, I do put everything into my budget tracker, but I haven't really sat down and reviewed everything yet. I'm going to do that in my what I spend video. But for this video, I thought it would just be fun to like kind of blind react, I guess, to what's left in my cash envelopes. The first category is groceries. I know I overspent in this category. I basically ran out of money after like the first 2 weeks of the month. I had budgeted $450 and you guys can see I have $2 left. So in my notebook here, I am going to write down the leftover amount, which is just $2. If I look at my budget tracker, I can see that I spent $525 on groceries this month. So that's almost $100 over budget, $75 to be precise. That's a lot, but you guys will see why in a minute. The next envelope I have is personal care. I had budgeted $120 and I have left $25 and some change. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, $32. So I'm gonna write that down, personal care, $32 left. Normally, when I have money left at the end of the month, I will take that cash and put it into my savings envelope, or what I've recently started doing since October 1st was putting it into my Christmas savings envelope. But this month, I wanna try things a little bit differently. So I'm gonna keep this $32 with the personal care envelope and just put it aside for now. The next envelope is Maggie. I had budgeted $250 because I spend so much on my dog and I really didn't actually in the end spend that much this month. 2, 4, 6, $80 left. So looking at my budget tracker, there's definitely some stuff I forgot to input, probably visits to the dog sitter because I thought, like according to my budget tracker, I spent less, but $80 and some change is what's left. So I'm gonna write that down, $82. And I'm gonna keep this aside. I don't have my cute little change purse here at the office with me, but I wanna start collecting my change separately again, especially the small coins. What's next? Ooh, next we have dining out. I had budgeted $200. 2, 4, 6, 8, $100. So that's where that grocery money went because I dined out so little. I did not really order takeout. The only times that I was really dining out was when I was on my work trip, but those are work expenses. So we have $100 left for dining out. That's amazing. Usually I go over in this category. So the work trip, of course, definitely helped because I was obviously out of town. So that was like one less weekend that I could be tempted wanting to order out. And I mean, I did eat out while I was on my work trip, but they're just separate budgets. So anyways, it's like I'm back in my consulting days when I used to have like meal expenses. So I'm gonna write down $100 left from dining out. Put this over here. Coffee envelope, I had budgeted $40. $20 is left. Next up is treat yourself. I budgeted $100 for $60 left. Okay, amazing. Let me interrupt quickly and just say I'm really trying to move away from the idea that spending so much equals bad month, and not spending a lot equals good month, because sometimes you've got to spend money, sometimes you want to spend money, like whatever. But I do have to say that after how much I spent in September, if you guys remember, that was such an expensive month for me. I am really proud of myself for really bringing it down this month. And you guys don't understand the amount of arguments and conversations I've had with myself in my head this month, where I'm like, I want to go get a coffee. I want to go get a coffee. I want to order out. I want to do this. And I was like, nope, like literally arguing with myself in my head, and it paid off. It really did. So very, very pleased with myself. And it is an effort, especially for me. Like, spending less doesn't come naturally to me. I like to spend, I like to buy stuff, but I am proud of myself for just kind of reeling it back in. And I did have a good month. I had a lot of nice experiences this month, so it all worked out. The next category is home. There is $10 left in this envelope, but I actually did overspend in the home category by about $43 because I had made a purchase on credit. So bit of a accounting imbalance here. This is gonna go to my spent on credit envelope. So home, we're gonna say there's nothing left. The next category is gifts. I had budgeted $40, and I have this kind of little sinking fund that I had started of $100. I spent nothing on gifts this month, so we're gonna put that aside. And I'm just gonna write down the 40 because the 100 always stays there. The last two envelopes in my folio are my spent on credit envelope and my Christmas savings envelope. Let's put that $10 in the spent on credit. We will come back to this later. Then let's take a look at my Christmas envelope. I actually made a purchase, but I already bought a Christmas gift, not even like October 31st, Halloween. I bought this Christmas gift. It was $100, and I'm so excited because look, I'm gonna pay myself back in cash for that Christmas gift. 2, 4, 6, 8, $100. I still have quite a bit saved up for Christmas, which is next month. And I was able to purchase this gift on sale. It was something that I'd been thinking of buying for someone, been wanting to buy for them. I saw it was on sale. I already had the money saved up. I'm like, perfect. So Christmas this year is gonna look so different for me, just in terms of like the stress and the preparation financially than last year. And I'm really excited and grateful for that. So basically this $100 will go into the spent on credit envelope. I often get a lot of questions about this envelope. Basically, I take it to the bank, I deposit the cash into the ATM, and then I can straight away put it onto my credit card, or I can hold on to it for next month's credit card. Just because of the way my credit card cycles work, they're not October 1st to the 31st. They're kind of like middle of September to the middle of October. So for example, this Christmas gift that I bought, it's going to come on next month's credit card statement. So I may not want to use this cash just yet. So either way, I take this cash, I put it to the bank, and the main importance is that it's separate from my spending money, so I don't get confused with my budgets like, oh, there's all this money left over, then I end up overspending. So let's refill this envelope. Now it's quite thick, which is nice. It always means it's gonna be helpful and come in handy later on. So these two envelopes, we can put them away for now. Once again, this goes to the bank, spent on credit goes to the bank, and Christmas stays in my cash envelopes we were gonna keep saving up for Christmas. Now it's time to build November's budget. I wanna try something new this month, which is actually taking what's left from the previous month and using it to lower the amount of cash I have to take out for November. Let's go category by category and see how this would work. So first up is groceries. Lately, my budget has been $450. I have $2 left. I need to ask myself, do I want to keep it at $450? Do I want to bring it back down to $400? Something to keep in mind for me this month is I am going to be gone for a week. So that is less groceries that I'll need to be buying. So I think I'm going to lower my grocery budget to $350. So I'm going to write that down in my notebook. My neighbors are moving. $350 for groceries. I will go get this from the ATM tomorrow. The next category was home. I normally budget around $50 or $60. There was nothing left. I think I'm gonna keep this at $50 for November. I see myself buying a little Christmas ornament or something. Or maybe I've really been into like cooking and baking a lot, so I might also see myself buying some new like kitchenware. Treat yourself, normally budget $100. I think we can keep this at 100, but since we had 60 left over, we only need to take out $40. So this lowers the amount of new cash I have to take out of my account, which is great. So the treat yourself budget is going to be that 60 plus 40. So only 40 new dollars are coming out of my account. For Maggie, the $250 number seems to be working really, really well. I'm gonna keep it at that. And actually, somebody suggested this in the comments, but using the leftover cash to actually build a sinking fund for Maggie. So not just lowering the amount that I need to take out, but still always taking out the $250 and then building a sinking fund. And I really like that idea. So I am going to keep the $82 and I'm gonna take out another $250. For coffee, I think we are safe with the $40 once again. That being said, I am going to be gone for a week. So I'm like, can we lower this to 30 just for fun? Then I only need to take out 10 new dollars because we had the 20 left over. So let's do that. We're going to do 20 plus 10. For dining out, my go-to number is around $200. We have 100 left over, so I'm just gonna take out another 100. Somebody also left a really great comment of perhaps thinking of mixing the dining out and groceries budget because it's all food. I like to keep them separate just because otherwise if it's too big of a number, I'll just go crazy, like I won't control myself. But if necessary, I think like for example, this month how I went over in my groceries budget, I could take that from the dining out just to kind of balance it out since in the end it was all for food. So if I wanted to do that this month, from the 100 left over in dining out, I would take 75 and put that towards my credit card where the overspend on the groceries occurred. Instead, I'm just gonna use that 100 to contribute to next month's dining out. So it's gonna be 100 plus 100. Personal care, I think 120 was too much. I'm gonna bring this down to, getting my nails done is about 60. I think we can do $80 for personal care. So it's gonna be 30 plus 50 new dollars, the 30 carried over. Lastly was gifts, which I normally budget around $40. I have $40 left over. And this month I actually have a friend's birthday party where I do foresee spending a bit of money. We're going out for dinner. I think it's gonna be an expensive affair. I was kind of stressing about it, not gonna lie you guys, because you guys know me, I don't like to spend money at the restaurant. But then I thought about it and I was like, what if instead of taking it from my dining out budget, I budgeted for this as a gift because basically like me going to their birthday party is like a gift to them. I think very highly of myself clearly, but you know what I mean. So I think I'm gonna budget around $100 for that dinner. So I'm gonna add 100 and make my total budget 140 for gifts. Actually, this could be the perfect time to tap into my sinking fund. Should we just do that? We're gonna use the sinking fund. So we're gonna do 40 plus the 100. I actually really foresee this event being very expensive, so I'm gonna give myself a bonus 20. The 20 is the only thing that's gonna come out of the ATM. So let's add everything together, starting with my total budget. So the total amount that I will have cash on hand to spend, day-to-day purchases, all of those categories that I just mentioned, is $1,302. But the amount that I need to take out of the ATM is only $870. So this is a really great way to lower the amount that I need to take out of the ATM. This means that I've oversaved in my 1 month ahead, which feels great. This is gonna help me kind of continue saving. And I have to say, I feel really, really proud of myself. This is the first month where I'm actually using the leftover cash to carry forward. Although it does mean that now I have no cash to put into that Christmas envelope. I think it's okay. I think actually what I'll do is I'm gonna take out an extra $100 from the ATM and just put that straight into the Christmas savings. I think that's a good solution. So I'm gonna go to the ATM tomorrow and take out $970 where I had saved up $1,250. So really good, really proud once again. Now, like I said, I went to the ATM today. I got out all of the necessary money to refill the cash envelopes. This is always my favorite part of the video. Let's jump into it. So I have this list. I'm just gonna put it in front of me. We have my folio with all my cash envelopes, and let's open her up and get started. Ooh, they're all falling. First category is groceries. Like I showed you guys yesterday, we are going to do $350. 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 200, 350. And I always keep my points card in my cash envelope so that every time I go to the grocery store, I have it handy. The next category is home. We are going to do $50. Treat yourself. We already have that leftover 60. So I'm going to add 20, 40 to make a nice $100 treat yourself budget. For Maggie, we are adding on to that $80 with 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 200, 40, and 50. For coffee, we are only adding $10 to make a $30 budget. And if I keep arguing with myself the way I did in the car today, we won't even need this. Just kidding. It's nice to go once in a while, but you've got to keep it special, you know? For dining out, we have $100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 100 to make it 200. For personal care, we are adding 50, 20, 40, 50. This makes an $80 personal care budget. For gifts, we are adding $20. It's funny because I've been carrying this $100 around for so long that I'm like hesitant to spend it. I'm like, oh, I don't want to use it up this month. But that's what it's for. The last envelope we are going to be contributing to is a savings envelope. Like I showed you guys yesterday, it's my Christmas envelope. We are going to be adding $100. So in here, after taking out the $100 for the gift I already bought, there is $215 left. Adding back in $100, we now have $315 saved up for Christmas, and it's only the beginning of November. That feels great. So we have all of the envelopes nice and stacked. I have to say, you guys, it's really, really satisfying using last month's budget. I actually think it's more satisfying than having the savings in cash. I don't know. So I might try this method going forward. And then if I feel like I'm not having enough kind of side savings, then I'll reevaluate. But especially when I'm experiencing that stress over my income, I'm gonna be honest, I'm experiencing a bit of a dip in all of the streams of my income. YouTube is less busy, copywriting is less busy. And so the best way for me to combat that and the feelings of anxiety that come along with that is maybe to just be saving a little bit less, but taking out less out of my bank. It just makes me feel better. Now, I may as well take the time now to mention this because I think it can feel a little bit embarrassing to admit, like, I think in life, there is this expectation that growth looks like this, that we're always going up, 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 and that anytime you maybe earn less money or you take a step back or in whatever way that looks like, that it's a bad thing and that you should be ashamed of yourself and that no one else is ever taking a step back. But I'm here to tell you guys, it's not always linear and it's not always like this. I feel like And I've seen like, you know, inspirational quotes and whatever that growth looks like this. And so as long as, you know, you're constantly moving in that upwards trajectory, it's never going to be a straight line. I do believe that's true. But when you're experiencing one of those dips, it's hard. So anyways, if you're there, I'm there with you. And it's not fun to admit, it's not exciting to admit. You do, you know, you want to always be growing and getting better, but sometimes things just aren't going that way, you know? All right, so these are all ready. Cash envelopes all set for a new month. I have to say, what I just said, it actually felt really good to get it off my chest. Maybe I was feeling kind of ashamed of that, I guess, or like, you know, that I do always want to be growing and I always want to be getting better, and I don't really have a takeaway. I guess it's just to say that it's normal sometimes. So I want to wrap up this video by talking about what's next. I've separated it into what's next purchases. So what's kind of on my mind that I know is coming up that I'm going to be spending money on, and then what's next for my goals. We will end this video by talking about savings, moving some money around, paying off the credit cards, all of that. So what's next in terms of purchases? Well, I finally found the perfect pair of skis for me. Found them on Facebook Marketplace for $340. Great deal, really happy. So I need to set money aside to pay for that. I'm just gonna pay by e-transfer, and I'm just kind of rounding it up to $400. So I wanna keep $400 aside for my skis. I guess just looking ahead in terms of purchases, I do wanna keep saving for Christmas. I don't think $300 is going to cover everything that I'm going to end up buying. So I wanna keep putting money aside for that, getting ready for Christmas, because it's going to come so soon. And the last thing, this is a little bit smaller, but I have my eye on a pair of gloves from Simon's. They're like these beautiful gloves with like some Sherpa, and it's so cold already, like walking to my office, walking Maggie, my hands are like turning red, they're getting all cracked. So I wanna go get those gloves just as like a little winter present to myself. I've had my eye on them for many weeks now. Those are about $60 plus tax. So I just wanna keep some money aside. I'll probably use my treat yourself money for that, but that is an upcoming purchase. What's next for my goals? I feel like it can be difficult to set big goals before the end of the year, because it's like, well, I'll just wait till January to set that goal. And I know that's silly, it's just another month on the calendar, but it's really how I feel, where I'm just like, let me just close up this year. Let me just like pay for Christmas, pay for the ski stuff, like really get through the end of 2023. And I'm like, then I'll just set new goals in the new year. But I really want to fill my emergency fund. My goal was to fill it before the end of 2023, and I'm actually on track, which is so good. If I could get that filled even before Christmas, I think that would make me feel really, really like nice, safe, and secure. So that is goal number one. And goal number two is to keep putting $500 a month to my RRSP. Because of that pension panic that I talked about at the beginning of the video, you know, I think it's like, I wish I was in a financial place where I could put $1,000, $2,000 to my RRSP and just like max it out, finish the year having put 20 grand towards my RSP. And sometimes it's like, well, if I'm not putting so much, I should put nothing. But I think $500 is still a lot of money. It's gonna add up over all of the years. And eventually I will be in a position where I can put more, but I shouldn't put nothing just because I can't put so much money. So 500 I think is a good number. I feel comfortable with it. I think every month it's something that I can hit. So that is goal number two. And that's it. I also wrote down Christmas, but I just mentioned it. So now let's talk about my credit cards and my savings. So I already took money out of basically, okay, I'm gonna explain something really quick. I wanna do a full video about like all my different bank accounts and how I organize my money. But in the meantime, I have a checking account where money comes into. I then have what we could call, it's like a short-term savings account where when I get paid, I put my money into that account because I don't like to have it sitting in my checking account. So I put it into like a savings account. I then have a second checking account where I call it my saving to spend. So I will put money in there when I know I'm going to have like a bigger credit card bill and I want to right away put the money aside to pay it off. I put that into my second checking account, and I literally renamed it on my online banking to say saving to spend. So from my savings, like from my income, really that savings account is my income, I've put the necessary amount to pay off my credit cards for October into that saving to spend. So it's sitting there right now. As soon as I turn off the camera, I'm gonna go pay off my MasterCard and my American Express. The balance altogether on both of those credit cards was $2,822, which is so much money. I am grateful that I didn't have to take from my real savings to pay it off, but it definitely hurt like putting that money aside because that was just a lot of money. So almost $3,000 goes towards my credit cards. Now it's time to take care of my savings. So before the month end, I have a few payments that are now on auto pay that go into my savings. So around the middle of the month, $200 goes to my FHSA. So that's already done, out of sight, out of mind, perfect. I now have $400 in that account, which feels great. I also have $100 going on auto deposit to my tax-free savings account, so that's also done. I've put aside money for my taxes as always, and I've gotten 1 month ahead for November, which like I said, I paid my rent, so that's gone. And I get 3 months ahead for my office. So I always keep 3 months worth of office rent in my special YouTube account. After those mid-month savings, after paying off my credit cards, what is left for me to put into savings now? I had left over $1,689, which is still great. It's still a really nice amount of money to kind of play with and put towards my savings. So I'm looking down at a piece of paper because this is how I kind of did the math to figure out where to put that money. I have what are called my base goals, so that $500 RRSP, and of course my emergency fund. So right away, we're gonna put $500 to the RRSP, then we're gonna put $470 to the emergency fund, which leaves me with $719 to put somewhere else or into one of those spots. So I wrote down my options. I can already start filling up my 1 month ahead. I can put this towards Christmas money. I can put this towards saving to spend. I can put this to my RRSP. I can put this to my emergency fund, or I could put this to my skis, or of course, a combination of those. I decided to take $400 for my skis so that that is just done when I go get them in a few weeks, because they're in Quebec City. So when I go get them from Quebec City in a few weeks, it's already done. I don't have to go, shoot, oh, I forgot I have to pay for my skis. No, it's taken care of. So that leaves $319 that I am going to put towards my emergency fund, making my total emergency fund contribution for the month $789, which is amazing. Currently, the balance on my emergency fund is $8,714. I'm working towards that $10,000 goal. So after today's contribution, I will be at $9,503, which means I'm $500 away from my goal. We have all of November and all of December, let's say up until Christmas, to hit it. It's so doable. I'm so excited. Like, that is a goal I've been waiting and working towards for so long. I'm so excited. So just to recap all of the money moving around, again, as soon as I turn off this camera, $500 to my RRSP, $789 to my emergency fund, and almost $3,000 to my credit cards. That's a wrap. That's a wrap, you guys, on this monthly money. I shortchanged you guys last month. My video was like 25 minutes, like who even is she? We got a nice long one today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I would love to hear how you're currently feeling about money. Honestly, I hope you're feeling better than I am. Final reminder about my Gentle Productivity planners. There is limited stock, you guys, so if you like it, go, go, go. I know you're gonna love it. I'm so excited to see when you guys like get them and hold them in your hands and we can both use our planners every single day and just feel that connection. Thank you once again for watching. I will stop talking now. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.